breaking records, man. 50K, first NBA player ever. May not ever be duplicated again. I mean, I don't know anybody that's gonna be able to play at a high clip like this, and score this many points. And LeBron James is getting better. I mean, he's adding the 3 point shot to his whole game. He's making at least like 3 to 5 threes a game. It's looking like. Uh,
He's shooting this year probably the best he's ever had in his career from 3 point, and that's crazy at his age. And and LeBron's basically averaged like 28, 7 and 7 his whole career, all 20 years. I mean, even this year, I think he's averaging what,
like
like
25 or more.
26, 5, 6 and 6. So he's right there, dang near averaging what he averaged in his prime.
And he's doing it
And
in the West.
at 40. And that was the big thing on LeBron his whole career, that he did it in the East, which is the easier conference. And and then the one time he did it in the West, they want to not count the bubble chip. So I think if LeBron does it with Luka, that'll definitely do a lot for his resume, with him doing it in the West with as loaded as it's ever been, and him getting to 5 championships. He might move up to past Kobe, with this one, and possibly be in the top three greatest
He's
players
already
of all
number one. What are
time.
you talking about? It depends who you ask.
No, from what I've seen, is he's got to win one more championship to pass Kobe as number two. So we'll see if he gets in the real GOAT conversation.
He definitely
But
will.
he looks like a baby bear.
Hard, but I mean, he definitely will. But I mean, you already heard LeBron James talking how now that he has Luca, is gonna add to some more years to his season, so he may not be retiring anytime soon. So I mean, it's ain't no telling how many more points he's gonna drop.
Well, I think LeBron, it's like literally Christmas for LeBron, because LeBron's whole thing with playing with Anthony Davis is that he wanted Anthony Davis to take over as a number one option, so he didn't have to dominate as much and can kind of play like that Kyrie role and pick his spots, and and kind of relax at the other times. But with Anthony Davis never stepping up, LeBron would constantly have to like be the main guy in every moment, either setting up Anthony Davis or him taking the shot himself. And now he
Yeah, because he
doesn't.
couldn't really create his own. Anthony AD can't create his own shot. You either have to pass it to him and he's gonna
I
shoot a
mean, he
three, or he's gonna power it and dunk on you. But he's
yeah,
not
I
really
mean he
dunking on
can a
you.
little bit, like with his post up moves and stuff, but he's really not doing a whole lot. And now with LeBron playing with Luka, LeBron can literally have no problem stepping back and being the number two options and pick his spots. And now with Luka being the current, him and Joker probably being the two best passers in the league right now, he has a guy that can hit him in stride. And we saw that tonight with them playing the Pelicans and getting a win.
They've been
That
bad. They beat the
LeBron
Pelicans real bad.
that LeBron was hitting his threes because they're loading up on Luka, and Luka's hitting LeBron right in the breadbasket where he could just catch and shoot, no hesitation. And LeBron's never had a player like that in his whole career that could just get him that easy shots and know how to lead him just as much to get him, in stride. And it's like LeBron's is like basically playing with himself.
Pretty much.
With Luka, it's like two LeBrons on the court.
And the
So
way that JJ Redick did this, he made the way he built this team. He made win coach of the year because everybody's talking about how like, and you see it a lot, like when trades happen and like when trades happen at first, they have to get used to each other, you build up the chemistry. So like with the Clippers and the Suns, it took them a while, or like with the Miami Heat when LeBron and Dwayne Wade and them,
the
it took them
first
a while.
season they struggled and they lost in the finals.
Yeah, first season you struggled, but I mean, it was looking like the fact that JJ Redick he got basically a couple players that was already on the Mavs to actually join it, like with Finley Smith.
Dorian Finley-Smith played 7 years with Luka. Maxi Kleba, who's injured, he'll probably be the real backup center when Hayes comes out and play a stretch five backup center, so they won't have to play Jameson or Alex Len. So it'll be nice to have him. He played probably like 7 or 8 years with Luka, and then they have Markieff Morris that has played with like 2, 3 seasons with Luka,
And then you got JJ Redick who played seasons with Luca.
who also played with Luka. That's not saying I call him the Dallas Lakers, and I root for him. I was a Mavs fan, but in football I go for teams. In basketball, I'm sorry, I go for players, and I move teams about every 5 to 7 years
He
depending
talking
on
about
what
me.
management does. So it looks like we're a part of Lake Show, baby, and I'm happy I get to root for Dorian Finley-Smith again and use him in 2K. So that's excellent. And the Lake Show got a real chance to make some noise in the West and possibly give LeBron another finals run.
Exactly. And if like you said, if he gets one more, he'll be at 5. I mean,
He'll be
honestly,
tied with Tim Duncan.
I feel like if he gets to how many times do you have to win in a row to be a dynasty, or does it have to be in a row? Can it be like?
Well, that's the question, because it's like usually it has to be at least like 2 in a row. 3 is a real dynasty if you win 3 in a row, or you win like a more championships in a certain amount of years. But that's like the Spurs. They call the Spurs a dynasty, but they didn't win any in a row, but they won like every other year for like, basically like a 6-year period. They won the
Yeah.
championship every other year. They would win one and then not make it, win one and then not make it, and it was pretty crazy how it went.
So yeah. So I mean, I don't know. So if he wins 2 rings, and then becomes, oh yeah, he has a dynasty. That's a dynasty right there. People may say, then will he be better than LeBron? I mean, better than Michael Jordan? Because I mean, he didn't do a dynasty with the Cavs or with the Heat, but he did run the East for over 10 years. Like you automatically knew when the NBA Finals happened. 9 times out of 10, it was gonna be LeBron James
I mean, I
on
think
the East
even
side.
if he tied him with championships, he has so many losses in the finals where Michael was undefeated.
Uh huh.
And then Michael still has a ton of accolades that LeBron didn't get. And Michael played like, 7 or 8 less seasons. I mean, he's got more scoring title, defensive player of the year. If you actually look at their stuff, there's a bunch of things that Michael has. And it looks like that everything that LeBron has over Jordan is like longevity.
Participation trophies.
Yeah, kind of participation level. But I mean, it's really could be a toss up at that point. And I don't mean to hate on LeBron all the time. Like, I actually like LeBron. I buy his shoes. Some of them, not his, like LeBron's 7 through 10 were his best shoes. But it's okay to be. I would be happy if I was a top 10 basketball player of all time. And you want to cry about being number 2? I mean, it's all right. And it's funny, though, because a lot of people still have Kobe over LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
And what's funny, though, is if we really want to get down to it, I think you could have Tim Duncan over Kobe as far as career.
You can, hey man, listen here, man. Oh, matter of fact, you gonna talk like
You
that?
could say Tim Duncan technically had a better career than Kobe.
Yeah.
He has the same amount of championships.
He's on. Yeah, they both did it on the same exact team. They never.
And he only lost once. Kobe lost twice in the finals to the Pistons and the Celtics. Kobe's 5-2. Tim Duncan's 5-1.
But Kobe did it with a completely different team. Tim Duncan did it with the same exact team, like the same exact core. It was always Manu, Tony, and then the only thing they really added was
Kawhi at the end.
But did Tim Thomas? I think Tim Thomas played it with the Spurs too. I don't quote me on the Tim Thomas part, but y'all comment down below how y'all feel about little GOAT James. Do you feel like him getting 50K points is basically puts him over LeBron, puts him over Michael Jordan?
Does it put him over Kobe?
Or does it put him over Kobe?
Or does it put him over Tim Duncan?
Or does it put him over Tim Duncan? Or do you
put him over Magic Johnson?
It does put him over Magic Johnson, even if he beat AIDS. But I mean, or it doesn't matter because his kids wear Michael Jordan shoes, so the kids know who the real GOAT is in LeBron James' house, even if LeBron
Bronny wears J's. I mean, I think at the end of the day, you look at it, no one will have a bigger global impact on basketball
than LeBron James.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan, aka Black Jesus. So all praise to Black Jesus, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. And, the greatest shoes of all time. You can't say no one has a better shoe line than Michael Jordan. The greatest shoe line to ever be created. This guy's probably
the
Shaqs. The Shaq shoes.
The Shaqs.
The Payless Shaq shoes.
The Shaqs that look like Air Force Ones.
You were getting the Starburys.
You remember the Shaqs that look like Air Force Ones? You ever saw those?
Mm-hmm.
Those are mid. Yeah. Ooh, nasty.
You were getting the Starburys.
Back to what? Starbury is the truth. Stop playing.
What was Steven Jackson and Al Harrington's shoe called? They had like a Payless shoe.
I forgot. I know. Trust we had Dadas. Was it a little spinners?
Yeah, Chris Webber was on that too.
I
always wanted the Chris Webber Dadas.
And then people, I think, did Jermaine O'Neal have N1? Was it N1?
Vince Carter did. I don't know. I don't remember if Jermaine O'Neal did or did.